Hello, Aries. Happy Saturday. Today is October 17th. Welcome to Karma on Deck. I'm Karma. This is your weekly reading for the sign of Aries. Let's take a look and see what kind of energy we have this upcoming week for Aries. I don't know about you, but the last 2 days with the new moon, I had a really incredible, intense couple days. Very, very vivid and lucid dreams. And very intense energy for sure. I had to take some time out and really just integrate everything that was coming up. So let's take a look and see what's happening for Aries this week. So Four of Cups, Ace of Swords, Knight of Coins, the Moon card, and the Knight of Cups. So with the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Coins, Knight of Cups is one of those energies that has us feeling like an overabundance of emotions, which is kind of interesting because I did just mention that there was a lot of intensity with Mercury going direct. I know I could feel it these last couple days. So brings up all these bubbling emotions. I'm also seeing the Moon card. The Moon card has a lot of different aspects to it, one of which in this particular deck, if you look here, this card has these two pillars, okay? And the pillars are wisdom and knowledge, understanding, duality, polarity, etc. And she has this moon. So this, for some of us, this reflects our past life and starseed origins, looking back where we came from, taking stock of where we are and thinking about where we need to move forward to. So this card right here also has a crab in the bottom, and the crab indicates fear. And, there's a lot of stories that I could use. I have to come up with a better analogy, but Coming to America was one that was described in a deck that I had received. And I like to use that analogy because if you think about the time where people were leaving one desperate place to go to another, they didn't have a whole lot of knowledge and information about what was on the other side when they leave. Just imagine getting on that boat and not knowing where you're going. And literally what it's going to look like on the other side. But for some people, it was a very necessary journey. So I want you to think of the Moon card as a necessary journey. It's like taking that risk of starting a new business, right? You're not really sure how it's going to turn out, but you know it's something that's necessary for you to commit and move forward to. So the Moon card's all about fear of moving forward. And, risky, shaky, taking your life on is always great. When you're stepping out and trusting only yourself. I do see the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is our card for new beginnings and especially hinges on decision making. We have the King of Swords and the King of Coins. We also have the Emperor, the Hierophant. We also have the Knight of Swords. So we have the Knight of Coins, Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Cups. And so those all are, if you look at the court cards as different aspects of personality, Knight being like immaturity as far as it comes with like being a teenager, like 13 to 15. Well, no, a little older than that. So that would be the Page. So the Knight would be like that sensation of feeling as if you're starting over, right? And feeling exposed and new and uncertain. So I find it interesting that I titled this a little clarity, because sometimes when we feel insecure and we're feeling overwhelmed, we question ourselves. But truly, Aries has this card, the Star card, and this is one of our majors. And so the Star card is this like checking with, doing your checks and your measures and seeing if you're in alignment with your belief system, seeing if you're in alignment with your integrity, taking a look and seeing if you're in alignment with the cosmos. This is me in astrology because I'm always looking to see if these feelings that I'm feeling and sensing are in alignment. I know I really had to take a break from how I'm thinking and feeling and really take a look at why I'm feeling that way. I check astrologically, I check what's going on in my life and see how that's playing out. I do see that Aries is really curious about, concerned is a better word, about being overcommitted and taking on too much, because we have the Ten of Swords, right? You've learned the lesson before about doing too much. And so you're really concerned about overloading your plate, taking on more than you can handle, biting off more than you can chew, etc. So the Emperor card is in play. And the Emperor tells us that it's time to step out, really take some leadership and be independent. So the Emperor, remember I always talk about the dualities within the Fool's Journey in the major arcana, and I talk about the majors Kings and queens rule together. Emperors and empresses rule alone, but it doesn't mean that you are alone. It just means that you're taking on something that's very specific and personal to you, and you're taking this leadership in it. I'm also seeing that you're trying to come up with different creative ways to bring money into your household and into your playing field, right? Because right here you can see we have this maze where you have this money and you want to see what it is you want to do with your money and how you're going to make these little projects work for you. Now, King of Coins also tells us that you're pretty on top of your game and that you can expect things to play out in your favor. King of Coins means a man at the height or a woman at the height of their career. But then the King of Swords is the card that talks to us about winning. So when you have this card, it means you win the war. Now you must win the peace. So I've been in this group about the Schumann resonance, if any of you are into that. It's all about the megahertz of the planet and the heartbeat of the planet and the energetic field that we live in and how it changes every day. Now we've been talking a lot about how we've won the war, right? We've won, we're bringing light, and however, it's not present in our 3D, so we yet have to build it. So in order to acquire the true victory, it takes work to now build it. The only thing that I can see in all of this that would be maybe holding you back has to do with your attitude, your viewpoint, how you project and perceive. Because with the Knight of Swords, I'm seeing that your emotions are up there. You also have the Knight of Cups, which is, you know, not only do you maybe have some snappy emotions, but you also have these emotions brewing and you don't want to make any rookie mistakes. So you're really concerned about like, yeah, I'm not going to do this one thing again. We have the Hierophant, and the Hierophant here is about learning your lessons and wondering, like, the Hierophant used to be the card that indicated, you know, politically and spiritually, because we had a lot of religion and politics intermix about the time when this was popular. And when it began being used more widely, they would talk about the Hierophant being the person that's pulling the strings. So Aries is really looking at like who's got their little finger in the pie and who's making what happen for you. Let's pull some cards from Mystic Dreamer and see what your Aries moon reading looks like. Book your one-on-one, karmaondeck.com. Join me on my YouTube, Karma on Deck, for those of you that are on my other social media platforms. You can see the pictures in picture if I forget to hold them up for you so you can see them in play. So yeah, there's some classes on there that are beginning again. The Tarot 101. Please check out the coaching packages too. That's everything. All right, here we go. Aries moon. Ace of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Wands. Now here's the thing. Aries is really stuck in this mentality of if I attain this victory, I'm probably going to pass out before I get there because it's just a lot. I see that justice, pain, consequences, karma is on your mind, fatigue, really worried about doing too much and getting tapped out. I do see for Aries that you're overwhelmed with what direction it is that you want to take in your life and how you're going to navigate the next steps. I'm seeing the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups, just think about window shopping or going to the mall and there's just like everything that you want. You don't know how to dial it in and figure out which thing to take. So as far as Aries moon going, how you're thinking is, you know, you really just want to have things come to you easily, which they will, because your congruency is Six of Swords between your general spread and your minor or moon reading. You have the Six of Swords, which is things getting easier. So for this particular mood that you're in, your intuition is telling you that you have this storm that's about to break, this ease that's coming your way, and you're just having a really hard time trusting it. Aries is really fixated quite a bit on things being the way they used to be. Again, you have the Emperor card in your moon reading, just like you did in your general, which is leadership. So, and perhaps this is having to do more with your emotions, well, moon reading, but I'm seeing again the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords, if you look here, this guy's looking to pick a fight. So Aries, are you looking to pick at old wounds? I'm going to tell you, this isn't a good time for it. It's going to blow up in your face. So Mercury retrograde brings things to the surface that typically are hidden. That can be any damn thing, guys. I mean, the ways that revelations have been popping with Uranus energy, just in the mechanisms. And I remember there's been times in my life where I found things out like literally on accident, like completely 100%. No way would I have acquired that information on purpose. So this energy that we have right now is Aries feeling as if they want to pick a fight. So if you're irritated, and maybe you maybe curious if Aries, any of you Aries out there have had some impulse spending, impulse buying that you're regretting, because this right here usually means indicated that you're overspending, or maybe have made a purchase that you wished you hadn't, or I don't know, maybe it's even paying ahead on some bills and now you're a little short. But I'm seeing this Knight of Swords, which is a snappy behavior, that road rage feeling like you want to just lash out. And I also see the Knight of Pentacles. So try not to be too impulsive with your spending this week. I feel like you're going to want to. I also see the Knight of Cups. So maybe you're waiting for an apology from someone, or one is due from you, but it's not completely drama, but I do see you're a little overwhelmed and in your head a lot about, wanting things to go back the way they were, and maybe getting an apology or giving an apology in order to correct some things. Course correct if you have to. And again, like I said, there's a lot of congruencies between your general spread and your moon reading. We do have the Star card, which is all about balance and looking to see if you are really integrated and watching the signs and paying attention. You really got to take yourself out of the equation sometimes to look clearly at the signs and symbols and things that are popping up for you and how to follow them. Absolutely. I'm also seeing the Justice card. So I don't know if there's some consequences that are coming your way that you're worried about, but in due time, I feel like that's all going to go awash. Actually, it's not even going to affect you. The Page of Cups, for those of you that are single, means a new relationship or new relationship energy. I just feel like this individual that you're waiting on hasn't really been stepping up to the plate and asking for your attention, which is causing you to be a little bit wigged about it and in your head. Lots of really good cards for you guys, Aries. I just want to say, look to the good stuff. I try to hit the pain points because those are the things we worry about the most, but overall, this is a really beautiful reading. The World card in general, like things are all in alignment and all things are at peace right now. So I don't see anything crazy in this reading that caused me to feel like you should, really truly be worried that other shoe is about to drop, because I don't think it is. This is you just being in your head. Let's pull a card for you from Divination of the Ancients and see what your oracle card is for this week. And then right after this, I'm going to come back on and do Taurus for those of you that have people in your life or are Taurus. Let's take a look and see what your card is for this week. Observation, which I think is interesting. It's aura, which means looking at the whole picture. And if you remember, I was just saying a moment ago that take yourself out of the equation long enough to look at it. Even your computer and your phone need to be unplugged. We all have to go to sleep at night. We have to unplug sometimes. So this card right here means observation. If you're not in meditation often, I would, Moxie and I were looking at a meme yesterday that said if you should meditate 20 minutes a day, and if you don't have time, it should be an hour, which is, I mean, it's the most valuable thing that you can do. So observation and that clarity that you need, that clarity that you're craving, is it's going to take some observation and a little support, and maybe it even have someone else with a different look for you. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. Like, subscribe, and share. Please come visit me on YouTube. I'll catch you guys on the flip side.